I painstakingly signed up to all the personal training software that I could find online, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes and show you all the different feature comparisons, and also the software stack that we use to coach our clients. And spoiler alert, all of the stuff we use is free, flexible, and professional, and it's pretty robust. We've used it to coach thousands of clients by this point over the last 12 years. So I'll show you that at the end. But I want to review the market as a whole because it's an exciting space. Things move really fast in software. So I want to see what we've got available. I also know that I'm going to be approached by lots of software developers saying, oh, you haven't looked at my app and so on. So I want to give you a framework to make a decision as a whole, looking at big picture principles as to which software you should pick. That way, if there's an app that you're considering that I haven't covered, you'll be able to still make a decision. So let's start with the overriding principle, bearing in mind that software is designed to solve a problem. So are you solving the right problem? Are you consistently getting clients? If not, then what are you doing looking at software to coach these non-existent clients? You only have a certain amount of time and energy and bandwidth to spend each day. And so you need to address the biggest bottleneck in your business at any one time. We've met people who have spent loads on getting the best custom branded website and app and fancy swipey things on Instagram, and yet they've got 2 clients. Like, they're focusing on digging the wrong hole. The idea of build it and they will come is a myth, unfortunately. The biggest problem that you'll likely experience as a business owner is getting a consistent flow of new clients. So that should always be number 1. I'm not saying this to discourage you either, but it's the same as if you had a client who came to you totally untrained and is asking you what brand of weightlifting shoes they should buy or what type of pre-workout they should get. What would you say to that client? You'd be like, mate, you've been drinking the Kool-Aid too much. You need to go and lift some weights and then come back and have that chat with me later. So assuming you've got strong demand for your services, you've got people wanting to sign up with you, the next question is, what should the software do? Well, it just needs to facilitate you as the coach to deliver your service to the client. That's it. There needs to be as little bloat as possible. Bloat is always bad. And unfortunately, the way that apps develop, they tend to just bung on new half-formed features and it becomes this kind of Frankenstein rather than something which serves you as simply as possible. So look at MyFitnessPal. Remember back in the golden age when it was just, you would scan your barcode and you'd say, I've eaten this, and it would log it. And it was brilliant. Then it got acquired by Under Armour and they started to add in all these social features and it takes 10, 20 seconds to load up and you have to check in and see how much weight your friends have lost. And you're like, I don't care. I just want to see how much food I've eaten in a day. So as cool as an app might seem to us as coaches, remember that the client doesn't care that you've got a branded app with a fancy logo. They just want the result. If they did want a fancy app and that's what they're looking for, they would just subscribe to Apple Fitness and they'd download someone's workout plan. People don't buy coaching, they buy coaches, and people are bought into you as a coach. That's why they want to sign up with you. It's not about the delivery mechanism. I'm saying this so that you prioritize practicality and smoothness as your North Star. If you're thinking at this point, actually, maybe my bottleneck is marketing or social media or whatever, we cover all of the software that we recommend in the link below in our members area for free. It covers all the social media tools, the marketing tools, the schedulers, the communication tools, website builders, all that stuff in the link below. So how do you pick an app to deliver your online coaching? Well, don't get drawn into the marketing. Remember that what software developers want out of an app is very different to what your client wants, and you need to put yourself into your client's shoes. Remember that these bits of software market themselves to coaches, and coaches love bells and whistles, so it's very easy to get drawn in. I found myself looking at some of the sales pages and going like, ooh, it's got that feature and all that. But remember, does the client care, or is this just something that I think is nice to have? You've also got to consider that if you're coaching Margaret, who's 50, and she's got to sign into a new thing, create an account, and then she has to fill in the CAPTCHA, and you know the feeling when you sign up for something new and it's like, oh, right, click on all of the pictures of the traffic lights, and then, oh, no, click on all the pictures of the bicycles, and, oh, is that the corner of a bicycle, or is that... Fun fact, by the way, all of those traffic-based captures are not to prove that you're human. Google already knows that you're human. It's to train their AI for self-driving cars. So you're just doing unpaid labor. Anyway, remember that feeling when you sign up for a new app and there's all these hurdles and you have to untick the box that says, yes, please spam me with information about your products and services. You're offloading all of that onto your clients with any new platform. Now that's okay if it makes your client's life easier in the end, but you'll probably be doing a lot of technical support for the Margarets of this world the more apps that you introduce into things. Anyway, with that massive caveat in mind, I trialed all of the main personal training software, online coaching software, and I'm going to go through the different pros and cons with you. Some of them are really good at the stuff I've mentioned, some of them less so. I'm not going to be comparing price too strictly here because they're all pretty similarly priced, and you shouldn't be skimping about the difference between $2 a month or whatever with something like this, because it's the basis for your coaching. It's the client experience. So let's go over to the green screen, we'll compare some apps, then we'll come back here, I'll show you what we personally use in Propane, whether this comparison has actually changed our opinion on any of this, what I've learned from exploring the market here, and the next steps for you to grow your online fitness business. Okay, we tried the green screen, it looked terrible, so let's go with the traditional method, beginning with Tendon. So Tendon.io is actually a company that we've worked with the developers on, and I like what they're doing. It's very clean, simple, doesn't try and do too much. And what they've done is they've actually re-niched into, rather than being a general personal training software, it's designed as a hands-free way for people to deliver home workout templated programs asynchronously. So what I mean by that is delivering coaching, not in a gym, not on Zoom, but a home workout program that's written, given to the client. They do the workout. Tendon records the workouts and has voice activation features and all sorts so that they can basically do it at home, almost like the old school DVDs where you do P90X or something at home, but it's a bit more interactive. And so that's what they focused it on. I quite like that there's also modules involved, so you can add in a PAR-Q, macro calculator, weight tracker. There's a command bar. Oh, you know how to get me on side. Is build a command bar. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at our video about Alfred. The other thing I love about it is that you can switch between the client view and the coach view pretty easily. So Tendon would be useful for you if you're someone who coaches people who train at home with templated programs and you want to see videos of their workouts. It's got voice activation features for the client so they can shout the exercise that they're doing. It videos the reps that they do and will automatically recognize what they're doing as well. So they can just set their laptop or their iPad up in front of them, go through the workout, and the playlist matches with it, the voice activation, the image recognition, all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool underneath the surface as well. Okay, next we've got Truecoach, one of the big players. So I quite like the user interface of Truecoach. I realized that we had set up an account with them years ago where Johnny has made that lovely workout program there. Clients can upload form videos of particular exercises and you can comment on them. So that's quite nice. It looks like a lot of these pieces of software have access to some kind of centralized database where they demonstrate the exercises, but it's always worth recording your own over time. You can show your progress photos. There's ways to upload what equipment you have available. So this kind of works quite well for the type of coaching that we offer on paper. Asynchronous programming based physique stuff where they can upload their technique videos, their progress on the scale. You can connect your Stripe account and create products and subscriptions, and you can design the week of your clients as well. The thing that puts me off though is it's just not as smooth as a spreadsheet. There's a lot of features that I like about this. It's pretty cool as a CRM, and if you will use the platform and if your clients will engage with it, brilliant. It connects with MyFitnessPal, but creating a periodized program is going to be a ball ache in this, unfortunately. Maybe that's something that they'll work on over the next few weeks. I'm not sure. So that's Truecoach. Next we have Everfit, which is another beautiful looking user interface. Again, I love this dashboard idea, showing your clients notes and updates and weight and body fat and everything all in one place. Very nice. And you've got the food journal. It integrates with MyFitnessPal too. So again, if you can get the client to engage with it, probably the thing which lets this one down as well is the programming. Periodized type programming, or if you're making adjustments to this kind of stuff, it makes things difficult. But this would be great for simple cookie cutter type workouts. You can see the client's graph over time. Again, it just requires that they engage with the program. And there's a chat feature in there too, which presumably you can switch off for different clients depending on what rung they're on. I'll cover at the end as to whether it's something that we would adopt personally and why. So yeah, you can create your packages and payment processing and all that stuff in there too. And if you're working in a team of coaches, you can all be operating through the same dashboard. So I quite like the look of Everfit. Okay, we're getting serious now. The cardigan is on. I've had a beef hot pot, and it's time to tackle MyPThub. So I quite like MyPThub's UI once again. They all are pretty slick in how they look, and there's a onboarding sequence and referral scheme here. Also integrates with MyFitnessPal, so it's great to see a move towards frictionlessness and not forcing clients to log their food in a new app. Although I do question what happens if you don't use MyFitnessPal. There is an inbuilt chat system if Tom wants to pretend to be a dog in a Superman suit on a treadmill. I think that's actually fraudulent. I don't think that is Tom Gibson, but let me know what you think. Adding exercises, again, looks like it uses a centralized system. You can search and add the exercises to a workout plan, create packages, similar kind of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts to me. I would find this a little bit overwhelming, but maybe you're looking at this and thinking, well, this is exactly what I want in some PT software. So I'm going to let you make the decision here, but it's not for us. I'm concerned that if I'm slightly intimidated by the software, Margaret is absolutely going to be intimidated. Onto TrainHeroic. So this is the dashboard. I like the idea, the concept, but it's not necessarily the metrics that I would have chosen to see as an overview of a client. Workout time, intensity, readiness. I'm not sure how readiness is calculated, but I can send a message to Kyle about his snatch. Very nice snatch, Kyle. The scrolling is upside down. That's a quirky feature. So yeah, you can see nice videos of people doing stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's very janky. My experience of this, it kept signing me out as I was trying to click on different parts of the app. There we go. I thought she was going to do a snatch there. So yeah, it's made a little bit more like a social media feed. So presumably this is for group training, kind of CrossFit box type stuff. You can view the athletes on there, and you can see the list of exercises that they do. It's got all the moving parts, but I just don't know if they're arranged in the way that I would personally want to see them. Having a big list of potential exercises is not the way that I would conceptualize a plan for a client. That's just because I've been using spreadsheets for years, and it's just so much simpler to type in an autocomplete and create a spreadsheet. I'm not saying that it won't work. You might just take a bit of getting used to, but so will your clients. There's some nice little extra features, but really you could have set this up with Notion and then you've got it exactly how you want it. So let's have a look at the calendar. Tim Banana, it's logged me out. It's not going to let me log back in properly. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so yeah, you can see the calendar and look at the sessions, but it's not... Basically, there's a bunch of data and it's not organizing it in a way that I would know how to make sense of. The analytics is a nice idea, and it's great when you can view somebody's performance. And again, maybe it's just me being thick, but I can't really get it to work. It might just need a bit more data in the whole thing to get it to kind of come together. And there's this feature where they can log their training from within a desktop. I can't work out what I'm doing here. Like when I'm clicking on stuff, different things are popping up. When I click switch, it opens a new empty tab. So yeah, this is pretty... I'm finding this quite unusable on desktop. So yeah, not really a fan of that one. Okay, so on to Apotheo. I really liked Apotheo actually, apart from the OnlyFans style picture on the landing page. But yeah, here we're logging in. All of this can be white labeled or branded as how you want. I love this dashboard. This is what we want in a dashboard, because it gives you how many clients you have, what tasks you have to do, how many people haven't paid, like the stuff that's practically important for you as a coach to keep on top of your business. And this treats you like a business owner and allows you to have a big picture overview. So come on, Banana Man. You can send messages, but it's a little bit like an email when you send it. So it's not like a chat back and forth. Maybe that's a good thing, because if you introduce open-ended chat, some people abuse it. But there we go. So the calendar, these apps love a calendar, and I can't see the utility in it, but it's down to your use case. So you can see an overdue check-in. You can create the training plans. A little bit clunky in the way that you would do that, but you can add a Google Sheet or a video to a particular plan. That is what I like. So they've left it to Google Sheets because they know that Google Sheets is the one to make a proper workout plan. So it looks like Apotheo really is more of a lightweight manager for your systems. It keeps everything in one place, more from a administrative payment processing check-ins perspective, which I quite like, rather than the primary coaching tool. It's cool that you can put forms in here so they can enter their measurements. There's legal agreements, the payment page. They can put in the disclaimer, and you can create all this stuff. So that's very good. In the health form, really important. Do you have high uric acid? Obviously, something that I always need to know so that I can know whether to give someone 3 sets of 6 squats at 70% or 3 sets of 8 squats at 65%. All hinges on that uric acid level. Okay, so the check-ins, so this would be quite useful as well. And you can see clients' birthdays and that sort of thing. That's a nice touch. Personally, I would do it through recurring reminders and scheduled messages in the tools that I'm going to cover at the end. I would have them in my own calendar, the propane calendar, or you can put that stuff into Notion. But I like this in principle. I think they've done a lot of things right here with Apotheo. So we've done Apotheo, we've done TrainHeroic. What's this? Quenza. I think Quenza, someone recommended me to have a look at this as part of this comparison, but it seems like more of a psychology, counseling, CBT style platform where basically you are sending articles and exercises to people to deal with emotional stuff. It's not really set up for fitness. When I search the pathways, nothing comes up for fitness or squat or anything like that. So it's not really what we're looking for in this context. Heads Up Health. So this is actually more designed as a way to integrate all of the different trackables and wearable devices that you have and see them on a single dashboard. I use it personally to log my own data and to chastise myself for how few steps I've done in a day. Absolutely horrendous here. But you can work with clients, and it's quite nice to be able to bring in data from your client's Apple Watch and Fitbit and all that kind of stuff. And you can message people on there. Personally, I'd find it clunky for delivering coaching, but it depends on your use case. So there we go. Right, onto PTDistinction. This is where the rubber meets the road. I want to add a client here. This is cool that we can see who's done the highest and lowest completion rate as well. Come on, Sarah, let's do this. And you can see the client's profiles. Again, similar to the other big players, we can see when she's adding photos to the logbook. It's a more mature looking app in general. You can add in things like the PAR-Q, habits. I mean, You get a reminder at 7 p.m. to drink 5 glasses of water, but there we go. And yeah, so again, lovely user interface, and the speediness is very good. But it has the same perennial problem that I'm talking about in this video, which is you then have to be a slave to the infrastructure of the app as a whole. You can add your own exercises, community. And look at this, a universal search. Delightful. This is what you want. You want to be able to just quickly type in the exercise or the person or the workout or whatever and just pull it up like that. So that is very good. And also you can see your tasks. Oh no, that's the client's tasks. I mean, that's not very helpful. I would prefer that I'm logging in as the coach. What are the tasks I need to do? And Apotheo seems to do that, which is quite cool. And it's got the client activity. You can filter by unseen or adherence chart. And if I want to message them, yeah, okay. Cool. Next, we're on to Trainerize. So lots of features in Trainerize. Again, I worry about bloat when there's lots of features. But you can see the average compliance, the number of sign-ins. Let's add in a new client here. And then it adds them onto monthly billing. Cool. And then you can message them like that. Lovely. Pineapple. You can create groups in here for group style training. And in the calendar, you can arrange video calls. Just saying, you can do that on Telegram as well, but there we go. So it's quite nice. Everything's in one. You can connect Fitbit, MyFitnessPal. Big workout library, but it's just, yeah, it's a little bit bloated. You can add in habits, prioritize self-care. Can we see it from a client's perspective? Okay, you can brand it nicely. So yeah, this seems functional, and you can see the progress. You can set up payment plans, photos, measurements. Okay, very cool. So there's some of the web-based ones. And then finally, this is Fitteo. We've spoken to the guy who runs this as his project. He is an ex-personal trainer, and he's basically setting up something a bit different. It's more of a marketplace where you can buy or subscribe to creators. So you're kind of, as a coach, you're creating programs that people then buy or subscribe to, but it's more of a marketplace than a coaching app. But I thought it's worth a mention. It's mobile only at the moment, but worth a look if that is your style of coaching. Finally, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Podia, which is the one that we use. It's not a one-to-one coaching platform. It's what we use to deliver group coaching, passive products, and sell digital products. And it's just been massive for our profitability. But it serves a different need. So obviously we have the exercise demonstrations and the one-off programs and FAQs and ebooks and stuff on there. But what it does is it allows you to showcase testimonials, allow people to buy stuff, does the payment processing. It's all a very nice, simple user interface there. And also, it's where we host the Propane Protocol, which is our now passive product, where you can deliver all of that stuff through Podia. And then if you do want to interact with your clients, we do it using the software stack that I'm going to cover next. So there are some of the options, some really cool features, but none of them quite addressed the big picture question for me, which is minimizing friction. Maybe one of those options was perfect for you. You might be a coach who's got loads of clients, but you just haven't got the capacity to deliver to them all, in which case delivery is your bottleneck. I would say though, you will always run up against capacity problems with one-on-one coaching, regardless of what piece of software you use. That's why we switched from one-to-one coaching to group coaching, and it took our revenues in about 6 weeks from $2,000 a month to $10,000 a month and beyond now. But if that isn't your problem and you're struggling to get new clients, then no bit of software is going to help you do that. That is a marketing problem. There is another big consideration, which is even if there was the perfect app on paper, does it fit in with your clients' existing habits? Can you get them to log into that consistently? This is the reason that even though it's not perfect and even though there's loads of problems with it, Facebook is a habit that your clients already have. They already are logging into Facebook. So you can leverage their existing habits to check in more, to improve their compliance. At the same time, you've got to be flexible. And if you've got a client who likes tracking their food in MyFitnessPal, and you're then making them track their food on a different platform, even if it's better, if they're used to MyFitnessPal, there's always going to be friction with them migrating over to something else. So then you've got the problem where it just takes one client who's not using the software you recommend, maybe they're tracking on Chronometer or something, and then what? Are you going to make them switch? So what do we use and how do we get around this problem? We use software to support the main pillars of our business. So getting clients, payment processing, onboarding, delivering the coaching, communicating with clients, delivering programming, all of that stuff. So it has to be desktop first, of course, because obviously you're not delivering your online coaching through your phone using your personal WhatsApp to communicate with clients. I mean, it has to be flexible, customizable, depending on the style of coaching that you deliver, and it has to be affordable. So in short, here's what we use. I'm happy to go into this in more detail in another video if you're interested, but we use Stripe for payment processing. It's flexible, it's simple, it's powerful. It allows you to do monthly subscriptions, you can do trials, you can do coupons, handles your tax for you, all that stuff. We use Google Sheets for programming because it instantly synchronizes with your client. They can log it from anywhere. It's a total blank canvas, so you can set up your spreadsheet as you see fit and as is important for your clients. One of the big weaknesses of all the software we tried out here is that none of them are very good for periodized programming. So if you work with powerlifters or advanced lifters, you're kind of screwed. Whereas Google Sheets, fast, infinitely flexible, you can do formulas till your heart's content. For communication, we use Telegram. Number one, because it's secure, so you can assure your clients that Zuckerberg won't be selling their underwear photos to advertisers. Number two, it's a separate platform to what most people do regular communication on. So it's a segregated coaching platform, and then you have your personal life on WhatsApp. If you try and mix your business and your personal life and you're getting messages from clients in the same inbox as messages from your Aunt Gladys, it's just going to become chaos. And Telegram has a really simple user interface. Everyone gets it straight away. It's got voice messages, it's got video messages, it's rapid, it's multi-platform, it's got everything you need. And finally, we use Notion as a CRM and a client dashboard to handle all of their notes, their goals, any stuff that we discuss on calls. And if you want, we can cover our Notion setup in a future video, but really powerful, really intuitive, and all the stuff I've mentioned is free. So there it is, full run through of all of the personal training software market in 2022. The main principle is how can you deliver your program to the client with the minimum friction. So has it changed how we're going to approach coaching personally? No. I mean, there's some great options out there. There is some value in them, but none of them quite nail it for us. If they do for you, and if they solve a particular problem for you, perfect, go for it. But probably, based on 90% of the coaches that we speak to, your problem is not what's the best software to use. It's how do I get more clients as an online fitness coach? So we're happy to chat with you on the phone about that. We can discuss your specific situation, but no software is going to get you more clients. And also one-to-one coaching is not the way to become profitable. I can promise you, once you switch to a group-based program and you have a consistent marketing mechanism, your profits will go up 5 times or 10 times. So feel free to have a chat with us about that. Link is in the description below. Otherwise, have a look at our other videos here.